Now, if we continue from the query from our previous video, we will see that the results of this query do not contain the name of the concept, or in other words, the name of the product or service that was delivered to the patient. We won't find that name in the fact table for procedure occurrence. So what we need to do is to join this fact table called procedure occurrence with the dimension table called concept. And in the dimension table, we are going to extract the name of the procedure, and we are going to extract the category of the procedure. So let's check out the dimension table. We can find a dimension table right here. So what we are going to do now is we are going to add a join. And I'm going to type in the command join. And as you can see, I simply copy pasted the fully qualified name that we use to source our procedure occurrence table. But instead, I'm going to change the last part here to concept. So again, we have the name of the project, the name of the data set, and the name of the particular table. Now we also need to specify the join key. So let's check out what the concept table looks like. If I click on it here, I can see here that the join key will be called concept ID. So I'm going to write here on concept ID is procedure concept ID, because it's the same field. So by doing this, SQL recognizes that this will be our join key. What I need to do now as well is I want to add the extra columns that I'm extracting from the concept table to our query right here. So I'm going to check the name of that. I want concept name and I want the domain ID. I'm scrolling back. As you can see, there is a comma missing here. So I'm just going to add this comma. We have our SQL script that will provide us with the quantity, the provider ID, the person ID, the procedure date, the procedure concept ID, the concept name, and the domain ID. Now, the last two columns we are sourcing from our other table called concept. Let's format this query and see what it looks like. So the format query button makes the query more readable. Now let's click on run and see what happens. So this is the result of our query. And as you can see, we have now the quantity, the provider ID, the person ID, the procedure date, the procedure concept ID, and we now also have the concept name, so the name of the actual procedure. And furthermore, we have an extra category here. And this last column here, domain ID, will give us information about whether the code is a drug, a procedure, an observation, etc. So this was a basic introduction about how to merge data from two different tables in our data warehouse in order to produce a query that is intelligible for people to read. Thanks for watching.